And now, ladies and gentlemen, Police Director General Ronald dela Rosa will now deliver his valedictory.
With the permission of our guest of honor and speaker, may I direct the troop commander to give tikas pahinga to the parading troops, sir. Please, give tikas pahinga.
Tikas! Ha! Mga pinuno, kas! Ha!
President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Executive Secretary Salvador C. Medialdea, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque, Secretary Christopher Lawrence Bongo, members of the Cabinet, members of the Judicial Branch, Undersecretary Anyo, sir, members of the Legislative Branch from the Senate and House of Representatives, members of the Diplomatic Corps, former President Fidel B. Ramos, sir, members of the Diplomatic Corps, foreign counterparts, other members of different government agencies, AFP commanders, the new Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Galvez, sir, and service commanders, sir, members of the DILG, members of the National Police Commission, Council of Elders composed of the former chiefs of the Philippine National Police. Sir, thank you for coming. Different PNP community partners, financial institutions, Metro Manila mayors, barangay captains, members of the National Advisory Group of Police Transformation and Development, members of the Officers Ladies Club, of course, the family of the new Chief PNP, and of course, my family, my mother, Anicia Marapon de la Rosa, my wife, Nancy, and my 3 children, other personal guests, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today, I conclude 36 years of uniformed service to God, country, and people. 1 year and 9 months of which were spent at the helm of this police institution, the Philippine National Police. It was so far the toughest journey I have taken in my life. But after traveling along the extremely rough roads of this journey of service, I now say it was one worth taking. And I have proven to myself many times over that when one loves his country deeply, the rough roads do not matter. Only the good that I can do for my country does. From the bottom of my heart, I thank our beloved President Rodrigo Roa Duterte for this opportunity to serve my country as Chief PNP. Thank you, sir, for making me the first ever, and hopefully, not the only Chief PNP from Mindanao. Thank you, sir. Somebody's smiling. It was something that I never dreamed I could reach in my career, having spent most of my service as a simple police officer in Davao Region and in other police units. but it was a challenge I readily accepted with deep humility because of the enormity of the responsibility that came with that position, and the trust and confidence in me of no less than the President and Commander-in-Chief. It is with great pride that I have reached this far in my career. In July 2016, I accepted the challenge to lead the PNP as a good police officer would, with unquestionable loyalty, with assurance of nothing less than my best, and with rock-hard determination to accomplish my mission. The President's marching orders were firm and direct to help him eradicate crime, illegal drugs, and corruption in the country. It was a tall order, but it was one that every Filipino has been waiting for. Finally, we have a President who had the political will to once and for all put an end to these problems, who had the courage to order an all-out war against illegal drugs and put behind bars the big-time drug lords who have been sucking the blood out of our youth and extinguishing their dreams of a good future through drug use and abuse. It was an order I certainly could not refuse. I shared the same sentiments with the President and would not let pass the opportunity to do my share for our country and people, especially for the Filipino youth, the hope of the nation's future. For one day, we waged a relentless war against illegal drugs as we gave birth to Project Double Barrel, the PNP's two-pronged weapon against the drug menace. With the upper barrel referring to the relentless police operations against illegal drug personalities, and the lower barrel, better known as Oplan Tokhang or Tok Tok Hangyo, the knock and plead approach, where police operatives knock on the homes of suspected drug personalities to convince them to surrender and mend their ways. From July 1, 2016 to March 31, 2018, Project Double Barrel resulted in the arrest of 130,271 drug offenders and the death of 4,128 suspects in 83,057 police operations. Our police operatives conducted a total of 8,835,365 house visitations, resulting in the surrender of 1,268,590 drug personalities. Along the way, unfortunately, we lost the lives of 131 dedicated police operatives and suffered the wounding in action of 346 policemen, which is indicative of the intensity of our war on drugs and belied the accusations that our anti-drug campaign is staged or moro-moro lang. We identified and shut down many shabu laboratories in different parts of the country, sent big-time local and foreign drug traffickers to jail, and seized an estimated 22.9 billion worth of illegal drugs. To complement our interdiction operations against illegal drugs, we also launched similar aggressive drive on community relations to strengthen our collaborative partnership between and among government instrumentalities critical to the fight against illegal drugs, as well as our institutional partners, advocacy support groups, and various stakeholders. On top of this effort is the enhanced PNP Roadshow, the Police Natin Caravan, which cascades the PNP's frontline services within the reach of the grassroots so that we can make our people feel the caring presence of the PNP leadership right at the center of their communities. The caravan has been instrumental in creating understanding among local government executives as well as our institutional partners, advocacy support groups, and stakeholders of the viability of the PNP's recovery and wellness program as one of the decisive solutions to our problem on illegal drugs. This recovery program is geared towards transforming surrendered illegal drug personalities into productive, law-abiding, and God-fearing members of society. The caravan also paved the way for the launching of the Katok sa Puso advocacy aimed to awaken the compassion in the hearts and minds of well-meaning individuals and charitable institutions to win their endorsements and support for the Recovery Wellness Program. Kung noong una, ang tinutukhang lang natin ay yung mga involved sa illegal na droga, tinukhang rin natin yung mga ginintuang puso na tulungan ang PNP na mabigyan ng bagong pag-asa sa buhay ang mga sumukong illegal drug personalities na pumasok sa iba't ibang recovery wellness program facilities na itinatag at sinusuportahan ng PNP. Ito ay sa pamamagitan ng mga donasyon nilang kabuhayan, starter tools, gaya ng mga welding machines, gamit ng mga mekaniko at elektrisyan, gamit ng barberya at mga gamit ng masahista na siyang gagamitin ng mga reformist natin sa kanilang pagbabalik sa kanilang komunidad. Kung ang lahat na ito ay hindi natin ginawa at pinabayaang malugmok sa droga ang ating mga kababayan, ano na lang ang magiging kinabukasan ng ating mga anak at iba pang kabataan. Sa kabila ng lahat, dinagsa pa rin ang kapulisan ng matitinding problema habang isinusulong ang gira sa droga. Maraming tinamaan sa girang ito at maraming nawalan ng negosyo sa illegal na droga. What pained me was that there were misguided PNP elements that took advantage of the anti-drug operations for their own personal ends. There were the so-called ninja cops who recycled the illegal drugs, seized and put them back in the market. Respect for human rights during police operations became a major issue. The G.I.C.Ju incident brought the PNP to a very low point. Kaliwat kanan ang batikos na tinanggap ng kapulisan mula sa iba't ibang sektor. Humarap kami sa Senado at Kongreso ng ilang beses upang mapaliwanag at tumanggap ng marami pang batikos. Sa kasamang palad, pinatigil ng Pangulo ang PNP anti-drug operations at pinaubaya muna sa ibang ahensya. Pero hindi kami napanghinaan ng loob. Patuloy pa rin kaming tumulong sa pakikibakal laban sa droga. Bagamat hindi na kaming nasa front lines ng giyera. We focused on cleansing the police ranks of scalawags because we wanted to prove that there were more good cops than bad cops. It was then that the Counterintelligence Task Force was activated. Heads rolled, rogue cops were dismissed or charged in court, some were transferred or reassigned to other units, and others were reprimanded or warned to change their ways or be sanctioned as well. A total of 578 PNP personnel were dismissed from the service for various offenses, 341 of whom were involved in drug-related cases. In a few months, we were back at the front lines of the anti-drug war upon orders of the President. Stricter guidelines were set in place for police operatives engaged in the drug war, and internal cleansing in the PNP remained fully in force. We further came up with our enhanced managing police operations as our PNP operational strategy. When the Marawi City siege erupted in May 27, we were there to render support to our brothers in the armed forces as we deployed 1,045 police personnel in the city. We lost 6 men in the war, while 64 others were injured. Our troops helped clear more than 3,700 buildings, and the PNP is now helping as well in rehabilitation efforts in the city. Amidst the noise of detractors who refuse to believe in the sincere intentions of the PNP and with the continuing support of those who remained on our side, we marched on, fought harder, sought ways to serve better, and pursued with greater resolve our mandate to serve and protect. We never lost sight of our mission to enforce the law, prevent and control crimes, and maintain peace and order. We worked hard to deliver more than we promised. We deployed more men in the streets, strengthened checkpoints, and worked 24/7 in firmly addressing what we call the 8 focus crimes of murder, homicide, physical injury, rape, robbery, theft, carnapping of motor vehicles, and carnapping of motorcycles. Except for homicide, intensive police operations led to the declines in these crimes. As we have recorded from 2015 to 2017 and the first quarter of 2018, there was an annual average decrease of 27% in these crimes. The 8 focus crimes decreased by 92,762 or 46.38% from 200,016 in 2015 to 107,254 incidents in 2017. We recorded a recovery efficiency rating of 23% in the campaign against carnapping, with 375 motor vehicles and 2,295 motorcycles recovered, and with 1,823 suspects arrested and 1,323 cases filed in court. We busted a syndicate engaged in a multi-million peso scheme involving loans from unsuspecting individuals and financial firms using rented motor vehicles as collateral. This resulted in the recovery by the Highway Patrol Group of 107 motor vehicles from the 457 that were rented. Of 65 kidnap or ransom incidents reported, 132 suspects were arrested and 29 cases were filed in court. In the campaign against illegal gambling, more than 22,909 operations resulted in the confiscation of 19.6 million worth of bet money and gambling paraphernalia, and the arrest of 49,844. And I'm very proud to report to the President that, Sir, I am now stepping down, pero hindi po ako tumanggap ng pera galing sa illegal gambling. Mahina man ang palakpak. Ayaw atang maniwala. Thank you. The President's special instruction on the banning of government employees from gambling in casinos, warning signages were posted at the entrance of gambling establishments. In this campaign, 26 police personnel were relieved from their post for illegal gambling. There was no let-up in the campaign against loose firearms, which resulted in the confiscation, recovery, and surrender of 19,878 small arms and light weapons. Our police operatives arrested 16,482 suspects and filed 10,800 criminal cases in court for violations of Republic Act 10591 or the Firearms Law. Anti-smuggling operations resulted in the arrest of 44 suspects and the confiscation of 69.7 million worth of smuggled and pirated goods. More than 4,000 anti-illegal logging operations led to the arrest of 3,804 suspects and the confiscation of 99.9 million worth of lumber, with 958 cases filed in court. Relentless pursuit of the country's top most wanted persons resulted in the arrest of 30 and the death of two in police operations. Likewise, continuing operations resulted in the arrest of 74,967, the surrender of 1,193, and the death of 82 other wanted persons. No less than the SWS, in its report published on February 2, 2018, mentioned the positive results of our anti-crime campaign, where the average rate of families who fell victim to common crimes in the country declined to a record low of 6.1 in 2017. With the anti-crime campaign in full gear, we were on our toes as well, providing security to a series of major events across the nation. From the success of the security operations during the President's State of the Nation address in July 2016 and 2017, we effectively provided and ensured security during the conduct of 279 meetings in different locations in the country in relation to the country's hosting and conduct of the ASEAN Summit in 2017. These meetings, participated in by heads of states, ministers, and other government dignitaries, were held in Metro Manila, Davao, Palawan, Tagaytay, Bohol, Cebu, Boracay, Bacolod, Iloilo, Clark, and Lawag. These were actually 6 times more than the 46 meetings held when the Philippines hosted the APEC meetings in 2015. It is worth noting, too, that for the first time in recent years, we achieved 0 casualty from indiscriminate firing during Christmas season in 2017 and the New Year celebration, with the lowest ever recorded firecracker-related injuries. Dandahan natin matransform yung buong Pilipinas, sir, like Davao City. Nawala ng paputok. In March 2018, in the effort to attain zero tolerance for corruption, the PNP inaugurated the CSG One-Stop Shop facility as another major service development catering to the needs of applicants for gun licenses, security guards licenses, neuropsychiatric exams, drug tests, DI clearances, and other related services under one roof. Yan po, sir, yung building na yan. Yan yung ating one-stop shop. We have done all this and more. Sa gitna ng lahat na ito, nangibabaw pa rin ang kabayanihan ng ating mga pulis. I must say that despite the tremendous challenges that I had to face being at the top of the police organization, I had the courage and heart to go on because I know that I had the support of the gallant men and women of the police force. I cannot thank you all enough. I give you my firm salute for weathering the storms of the past 21 months. Some weak, some strong, and others truly overwhelming. We set sail in our journey of service, not knowing what lay ahead, but confident in the thought that we could hurdle whatever obstacles there were because we were determined to achieve our mission together. Because we gave our all to serve and protect our countrymen, we now see safer streets, better performing policemen, and members of the community who are beginning to trust us again. With President Duterte's continuing confidence in me and encouragement to my leadership, which was made even more significant with his extension of my term as Chief PNP, there was no reason to give up. Needless to say, he has been a father, a mentor, a commander-in-chief, and a friend all at the same time, and I could not have done all that I did in my more than 3 decades of service without his support, inspiration, and the lessons he shared with me. A mere thank you would certainly not be enough, but I can only assure the President that I still have that genuine love for service for the Filipino people that he helped me nurture all these years. In behalf of the 195,000 strong National Police Force, I would like to thank you, Mr. President, for giving us back our dignity. When you declared that you don't want your police officers to be humiliated and demeaned during Senate and Congress hearings, the whole law enforcement community responded, "Pwede pala yan, bakit ngayon lang?" When you visited the wake of our fallen heroes who were killed in the line of duty, even in the wee hours of the night or early morning, the bereaved families felt in you a grieving father. When you gave me the full authority to lead and govern the PNP, you insulated the PNP organization from politics. No politicians and influential groups could bully the PNP anymore. Into submitting to their own agenda by claiming that they are connected to Malacanang because you told me, quote unquote, if anybody uses my name to exert undue pressure on you, suntukin mo sa mukha. And lastly, you made an unprecedented doubling of our salary, but it came with a collateral problem. Wala na kaming mapaparkingan dito sa Krami dahil a mere PO1 can now easily afford to buy a brand new SUV. Kaya nagpapagawa kami, sir, dyan sa harap ng multi-level parking area that can accommodate 500 cars. Ongoing pa po, sir, yung construction. As I live, I thank my wife, Grace Nancy, Mangga, and our children, Mona Lisa, Marian Cristel, aking cute na piloto, and Cadet Third Class, Rock dela Rosa, for their unconditional love, support, and understanding through all these years. Effective today, I am coming home to you, and I am all yours. I thank the men and women of the PNP for the good work, the loyalty, and dedication to the service. I would not have made it through without your strong support and cooperation. I thank the members of the community, the local government units, the business and private sectors for the trust, support, and cooperation. I thank the members of PMA Sinagtala class of 1986, my beloved Mistas, and of course, the Sinagtala ladies, the beautiful Sinagtala ladies, for never leaving my side during the bright and dark days of my career. I am very much flattered when you go with me during my final trooping the line. And for your information, lahat po ng troop commander and staff and yung mga battalion commanders and staff, they are all generals. They all belong to PME class of 1986. Thank you, Mr. I thank everyone I passed along my journey of service, whose names I may not recall, but who will forever be a part of my success. To name a few, please allow me to mention my former bosses, both alive and deceased, who made me who I am today. General Eddie Ireneo Diolaso Maningding, Police Senior Superintendent Alan Gisihan, and Commodore Alan Rosal, my squad leaders at the PMA. Captain Arnoldo Taruna, my first commanding officer. Colonel Nonoy Serrano, General Romeo Resina, General Antonio Abaya, General Willie Garcia, Colonel Filipino Amogues, General Panfilo Lacson, General Andy Caro, General Pete Tango, at ito yung pinakapaborito ko, General Isidro Lapenia. Sir, saan ka, sir? Who advised me to go on when I was about to resign because I cannot be promoted to police superintendent because of my kaso, puro harassment in line of duty. General Jaime Morente, General Conrad Lasa, General Lito Coy, General Christopher Laksa, and the rest that I may fail to mention. I may have failed to mention. Above all, I thank the Lord for His love and guiding light through all the days of my service. All of this I offer for His greater glory. I now turn over the command to our worthy successor, who as the President himself has declared is the best man for the job at this time. I have known Police Director Oscar Albayalde from our younger days at the Philippine Military Academy, and with his track record of sterling service, I am confident that the PNP remains in good hands. Take charge, Mr. Sa inyong lahat, ang akong kinasing-kasing nga pasalamat. This is your Chief Bato signing off and signing on as Citizen Bato. God bless us all. Mabuhay ang PNP.
Mga pinuno.
Thank you very much, sir, for your exemplary service to the Philippine National Police.